Good evening, friends. We are back again with one more session on the important MCQs on polity. So, without any further delay, guys, let us start the topic. So, our first question is, who elects the President of India? So, remember, guys, President is elected, but that election is indirect, and he is elected by an electoral college consisting of elected members of the parliament, which means elected members from Lok Sabha, elected members of Rajya Sabha, along with elected members of the state legislative assembly. So, guys, this will be the correct answer. Elected members of the parliament, which means Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and elected members of the state legislative assembly. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Moving towards the next question, guys. We have, what is the term of the President of India? So remember, guys, the term of President of India is 5 years. The term for the President of India is 5 years. Then again, moving towards the next question, guys, we have which articles deals with the election of the President of India? So, guys, it is Article 54 that deals with the election of the President of India. Moving towards the next question, we have the President must be at least how many years? So, remember, guys, for becoming President, Vice President, or Governor, the minimum age is 35 years old. Okay, he or she should be of minimum 35 years old. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the oath of the president is administered by. So remember, guys, whenever you are occupying any constitutional post, you have to take the oath of the Constitution of India. So remember, in case of President of India, the oath is administered by Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India. Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India. Okay, moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the President can nominate how many members in the Rajya Sabha. So remember, in Lok Sabha he cannot nominate. However, in case of Rajya Sabha, he can nominate 12 members. Now these 12 members are coming from various domains of the society: art and culture, science, sports, etc., etc. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have ordinance making power of the president is mentioned under which article? So ordinance making power of the president is mentioned under Article 123 of the Indian Constitution. When the parliament is not in session, the president can legislate over important matters by this ordinance. Okay, the president can declare which type of the following emergency? He can declare all the types of emergency. Okay, so it will be 1, 2, and 3. So it is the president who is actually declaring the emergency. However, we all know that president acts on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have who advises the president to summon or prorogue the parliament. So, guys, it is the Prime Minister who advises the summoning or proroguing of the various parliamentary sessions. Okay, so it is the Prime Minister. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the President submits its resignation to the Vice President of India, and Vice President will be submitting his resignation to the President of India. Okay, so this is the system of resignation. Moving towards the next slide, guys, the pardoning powers of the President of India are mentioned under Article 72 of the Indian Constitution. Remember that, guys, the pardoning power of the President of India is mentioned under Article 72 of the Indian Constitution. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have impeachment of the President is mentioned in under which article? So impeachment is the method of removal of the President from his office. So this is mentioned under Article 61 of the Indian Constitution. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the Vice President is elected by. So remember, the method of election is same, by single transferable voting system, by proportional representation. However, in case of the Vice President, the electoral college consists of all the members of the parliament. Okay, electoral college consists of members from both the houses of parliament. State legislature, they do not take part. State legislature, they do not take part in the election of the Vice President of India. Okay, in the election of the Vice President of India. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the minimum age to become the Vice President. As I've told you earlier, guys, it is 35. The minimum age to become the Vice President is 35. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the Vice President is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. What is the meaning of ex officio chairman? Which means, guys, anyone who is becoming the Vice President by dint of that office, by dint of that post, he will be automatically becoming the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So, the Vice President is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Remember that, guys. Moving towards the next question, guys. An article dealing with the Vice President election is about the Vice Presidential elections. We have mentioned in Article 66 of the Indian Constitution. So, Article 66 talks about the Vice Presidential election. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have Vice President term is same as that of President, 5 years. Okay, it is 5 years. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have who removes the Vice President. Remember, guys, okay, the impeachment motion for the removal of Vice President can only be introduced in Rajya Sabha. However, it must be agreed by the Lok Sabha. Okay, so it must be agreed by Lok Sabha. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have in case of President's death, the Vice President becomes the acting President. Okay, so it has been mentioned in the Constitution as well, guys, that when the President is not present, Vice President will be furnishing his or her duties. Okay, this was a quick revision on the important MCQs on polity. This was the third part. We will be coming up with more such parts. Stay connected with Edufy.